The views expressed on this episode, as with all episodes of We Hate Your Baby Daddy, are based solely on our personal opinions and shit we heard in the streets.
The content here should not be taken as indisputable fact. This show is for entertainment purposes only, so enjoy and don't come for us.
Welcome back to another episode of We Hate Your Baby Daddy with Bree and Dee.
Hello, hello.
And today we have very special guests, which we've been teasing about in previous episodes when we were like, ooh, our mysterious Canadian guests. And today we are joined by Jessica and Saunya of the Opinionated Lushes podcast, which is hilarious. Please introduce yourselves to our listeners, ladies.
Hi, I'm Saunya.
Hi, I'm Jessica. Sorry, you just saying that you like our podcast is so happy to me because I'm we keep making episodes and I hope people are listening. I hope people like them, but we rarely get that feedback. So thank you.
Yes, yeah. Maybe two other people have said they liked our podcast, so it's great. It's makes my heart so full, and thank you so much for letting us come onto your show to.
No, that's not even a podcast. It's like, are we screaming into the void, or do people actually like it? You just never know. but you just keep doing it, right? So I totally relate to that. So you guys are both moms.
Yes, last time I checked. Yeah.
Let me look at the baby monitor real quick. Yep, she's still there. So let's start with Saunya.
Yes.
You're married, right?
I am. Yes.
So your baby daddy, we don't hate him.
No. The first one I hate very, very much. He's not a very good guy. Got pregnant at 16. Did not stay with him, obviously, because I upgraded to the husband.
Because you're married to someone else, yeah.
Because I'm married to someone else, yeah. And he was so great. We had 3 more kids together. So that one's good, but the first one is causing some trouble.
Wait, was he also a teenager? You guys were both teen parents?
Yes, yeah. He was. We were both 16. It was like a teenager mishap.
Stressful.
One time, 2 seconds of my life, lifetime of responsibility. First time, having sex, got pregnant.
Oh my
that was my reward. It was so bad, so bad.
Horror stories, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! And and how many kids do you have?
Total of 4.
Oh wow!
Yeah, too many. Do not recommend.
4 is too many. Sometimes I feel like 1 is too many.
Oh no, we say that all the time. Yeah,
right.
1 is too many.
Sometimes I'm just looking at her and I'm like, damn, it feels like she's a toddler, right? She's 18 months. You feel like 14 people, with all of your needs. It's too much with just 1. I can't imagine 4. Jessica, how many kids do you have?
I have 2. I am also married, but same situation. First baby daddy, I got pregnant at 18. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So. Same kind of situation there.
So I'm 34, but I always say to my mom, I'm like, and when I got pregnant, I was 31, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a teen mom. She's like, stop saying that. You're 30. Shut up. I was like, coach is gonna kick me off the team. She blocked me. She's like, you're so annoying.
I literally did that. I used to do competitive improv in Canada in high school, and I found out I was pregnant, and so I emailed my coach. And I was like, I don't know what to do. My due date's 2 weeks after finals. I don't know how I'll perform. Yeah, so I did. I was worried Coach was gonna kick me off the team.
Oh, wow. Let
That's
me
so
never
dark.
joke. Let me never joke about that again, because that's reality. And my bad.
No, it's hilarious. It's funny to think about it now because I'm 33
yeah.
with a
I mean, how
14-year-old.
Gotcha.
So,
And I'm
yeah.
kind of jealous of like parents who got who had their kids younger, because it's like, now that they're teens, that you're more like self-sufficient. I'm sure like you can have more freedom.
It doesn't get better. It
No,
doesn't.
I'd like to give you some good news, but no.
Damn.
No.
Never mind. Because I was
That's like the mom mantra. It never
like,
gets better.
How they say if you're
no.
35 when you're like having a geriatric pregnancy, and I'm like, damn, I'm like a stone's throw away from that. Like, meanwhile, like Dee had her kid how old were you when you had her? Like 24?
24, yeah.
That's a good age.
Yeah, that's a good,
Yeah.
nice, normal age.
It was like not too young to be traumatized, but like old enough to be okay-ish in the delivery room.
The trauma never, it doesn't matter what age it is, it's still there.
That is a
Yeah, I was gonna
shared
say, like, when
trauma.
I gave birth and as a teenager, like the thing just slips right out because my body's like nimble. But then my second, I gave birth at 28. There's like a bit of an age gap between my kids, and that wasn't healed. I'm still not healed, and that was 6 years ago. I'm still
Oh my God.
struggling out there.
Oh
my
my
hips
goodness.
hurt. Like,
Relatable.
Oh my God, you're telling me. She took all my calcium. I literally like pumped my arms up to be psyched for an episode like yesterday, and like my
And I
bones
heard
snapped.
the bones crack. She's like, yay. I was like, what the fuck was that? She's like, all my calcium's gone.
You're just like a hollow husk now. Like the kids just take everything from you.
They really do. My kid will like grab food out of my mouth as I'm actively eating. And I was telling my friend Tara about that. She's like, they will suck the bone marrow out of your teeth and take everything from you if you let them. I was like, damn.
Yeah. They don't warn you about this. Like, I guess for like reproducing purposes, they like keep that under wraps, right? They're like, no, we need more kids. Let's not tell them this happens.
I know, like the amount of
Exactly.
pregnancy symptoms I didn't know until I was pregnant. Like
My
the
boobs
fact that
just
like
hurt. So
yeah,
bad.
my feet got bigger permanently. I have bigger feet because I had children. Thank
Mine
you,
are
children.
like wider. Yeah, like my feet are thick. THICC thick now. They weren't like that before. Oh, by the way, so it's Cinco de Mayo, which I like to call Drinko de Mayo, and I'm celebrating with a margarita drink. What are you ladies drinking?
I'm just drinking beer.
I'm
Cheers.
just drinking cold medicine. I have chickens, little backstory, and we hatched baby chickens, and I'm allergic. So to help with the allergy symptoms, I spend my nights just night quilling, just trying to
Cheers.
clear.
Oh.
That's what Future drinks. The rapper, like, he basically drinks cold medicine
That's what I'm hopped up on.
promethazine.
It's not going well for him, by the way.
It's not at all.
There's a reason he wears sunglasses all the time.
We did an episode about it, and I learned a lot about that man, and I'm like, how is he still alive with all the cold medicine and promethazine he drinks for fun? Not because he's allergic to cute baby chickens. It's just crazy.
It's crazy.
We all have our vices.
I'm worried that this will have to be like a nighttime routine afterwards. Like, oh, I can't go to sleep. I need my cold meds. That might be a possibility.
And they're also funny, like, so Future or a lot of rappers, they'll be drinking what's called like lean, and they'll be in the club like partying. I'm like, how do you party on cold medicine? Like, I drink cold medicine, I go to sleep. They're at the club, like, what?
You're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
You're just doing the best you can.
Dodging child support payments. Like, that's what they do. I just can't relate. But anyway, I was listening to one of your guys' episodes where you were talking about a Halloween party. It was like Luigi's and Pick-me's, I think was the episode.
Oh yeah.
That was so fucking funny. Like, it was like, it was like some guy's boss was dressed up like Luigi. What can you explain to our listeners?
Yeah, and he was
happened
like
at the
40.
party?
Like, I had no idea who this guy was. This is my house. We held these theme parties at my house. And this guy was an acquaintance to us, but he knew my friend. So this acquaintance boss. So really no idea. And it was this 45-year-old guy who dressed up as Luigi and danced around, and just, he was having the time of his life, I guess, at this party.
That was
It
so
was
funny.
so awkward.
And then it's like, wasn't one of your friends, or not one of your friends, but someone at the party was like trying to hook up with him, like the Pick-me? Or
She was trying to hook up with everyone. She came as a slutty baseball player. That was her costume.
That is so weird. I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying to picture the outfit. So was it like booty shorts? Like,
I don't think. There's
No,
any
not
shorts.
even. She just had like a button jersey that was open, and like a baseball hat, and like her bra.
ew. It's like, bitch, you came as yourself. Leave. Like, that's not.
Oh, and she even
not
she
appropriate.
invited a date she met on like one of the dating sites to the party, and he came not dressed up. So I was like, you can't be here if you're not in costume. Luckily, in my backdrops, you can see I'm always prepared for costumes. So he got to wear a maid outfit.
Nice.
Luckily, he was a good sport about it. So
That poor
he put it on
bastard.
and-
Oh my god. I wanted to ask you guys something. So we give our baby daddies nicknames, and every time we have somebody on the show, we're like, "What would you call your baby daddy?" We've had the most hilarious names. We've had like Brokey Jokey. We've had what was that one guy who pissed in his baby mama's like litter box? We called him Tomcat.
Yeah, he pissed in the litter box for domination purposes over the cat.
And then,
messed up.
I mean, my baby daddy, we call him Drunky Crashy because it's like, for some reason, he cannot just drive sober. Like, he's just a Drunky Crashy. And her baby daddy, we call him Party City Skeleton because, like, during Halloween, you go to Party City, that big skeleton, that's what he looks like. It's that simple. And so, what would you guys name your first baby daddies?
Do you want to go first, Jessica? Because you were like thinking real hard earlier today. You're like, I'm thinking I have to come up with something.
I was.
Good.
I even conferred with one of his other baby mamas, and I was like, what can we...
He has multiple baby mamas.
He has 3 now.
Oh man,
I
you're
was
number one. Oh,
I was
my
number 1. He has
goodness.
3 now, and he's not with that third one. So he's with a new woman, but no baby yet.
Yeah,
So,
that's a
I'm
fertile
just- yeah.
motherfucker.
And they're all boys. He keeps having boys too.
That's all he can make.
so-
Tragedy. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. What would you call him?
But so we were going over, and I was thinking, so one part of our story is he's not legally my son's father anymore. My husband actually adopted him when my son was like 8.
That's
So my son
adorable.
had to like agree to it because he was above the age of 7, and in Canada that's kind of like the laws here. So he had to do all that. It was a sweet little thing. My ex baby daddy just wanted, he was like, as long as I don't have to pay child support anymore. I was like, you're not paying it anyway. But it was fine.
Didn't you post those text messages? Because I think I saw them.
I post a lot of stuff all the time, so
yeah,
probably
I think I saw that on
that sounds like me.
Yeah, because that sounds familiar. And
That sounds
that's
like
fucked
me.
That's fucked up. Like, I don't believe it.
But so I would call him rough draft, as in like my son's birth certificate. That was just the rough draft.
Love
the
it.
First one, that was just the rough draft, and then now we're good. Now
it's official. I love that.
Yeah.
Saunya, what's your baby daddy's name?
So all I have is like Riz, because like he rolled a nat 20 on charisma. If you know anything about Dungeons and Dragons,
we talk about this all the time. We were like, how would we defeat our baby daddies? I was like, I would have to roll a 20 dexterity and use a ranged weapon because he does steroids and like you can't get too close to him. Like, and so for Dee's baby daddy, like he's like the undead, so you'd have to use a spell. So I mean, we went really in depth.
I have to be a full-on paladin against him. I swear to God.
Yeah. Okay, all right. That's
Yes,
great.
we've talked about this in depth.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah, so he's like a complete narcissist. Like nothing is his fault ever. And then the fact that everybody around him worships him, like knowing, I have to guess they know the kind of dirtbag he is, but people still want to be around him. He just
My baby daddy's the same way, charming, and
Yeah.
he's cute. You know, I'm not gonna be mean. Like he's
Yeah, I
physically
know.
attractive, but people act like he's the second coming of Jesus. I'm like, he's the fucking worst.
the worst.
It's like
My
'cause
ex
you're-
keeps finding other women, and he has 3 baby mamas. Like, how do you do that? That wouldn't work on me. Hopefully. Holy
Right?
crap!
No, I'd be like, you whore, get away from me. You have to like, you're too fertile. Like, I feel like I would get pregnant just talking to you. Like, get away from me.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Like, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Like, don't do it.
Oh my fucking God. That's hilarious that you say that. Like mine is like when you equip a weapon and like every single NPC hates you for it. Like everybody that he meets automatically dislikes him. Like
Yeah,
for some reason he
gypsy
just
curse.
pisses people off. He does have a gypsy curse. We talked
Tell
about
them
this.
the gypsy curse.
Yeah, like we went into like we hate to talk about this, but we did go to like we went to like get our fortunes read. And for some reason, as soon as we walked in, they liked me. They looked at him. They're like, "You have a very dark aura about you, sir." So they asked him. They were like, "We need to cleanse you, and you're not leaving until you get a cleanse." There was like $200 to burn candles around him. He said, "Absolutely not." But they locked the doors, and they got a bouncer who was like in the corner eating an entire cake.
So weird. I love it.
And he slammed his cake down and rushed the door and was going to fight him. But like, yeah, we don't talk about that. And I asked him, I'm like, do you think that gypsy curse was real that happened? He was like, I don't know. We've been doing pretty well. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah.
He's not doing well, like physically. Like he's like wasting away before our eyes.
Not doing well. He's got like, you ever see Thinner by Stephen King? He's got that
King.
going on.
Oh man.
I hate that cherry
damn.
pie. Yeah, he's not doing great. But Dee's baby daddy, he has an emotional support girlfriend, and like, you know, when they get their new supply, that, you know, is like, oh, you're such a poor little lamb, and I'm sorry your baby mama's such a bitch to you. Let me be there for you.
God. There's no bigger cheerleader than a baby daddy's new girlfriend. Like,
And
yeah.
I love that for them. Good. for
I
them.
feel terrible for her. Remember I said I was looking for her like old tweets because I said I was finding somebody randomly like leaving me nasty comments on Instagram. And I found like her old Twitter. She was complaining about like shoveling by herself.
He makes her shovel snow. He puts her in like hard labor, like a labor camp is like
Oh
their
my God.
relationship.
She drives for him.
He
Like I
drives as a chauffeur.
refuse to do anything, like the heavy diaper bag and the car seat. I'm like, I'm not moving that. She's like, well, I'm not going to do it. So she like comes out of the car and does it all by herself, which is hilarious to watch
just
from the Ring
watches
camera,
her.
but
Yes.
we both just watch her struggle. Like, damn, that's crazy. Anyway,
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so my baby daddy recently just started seeing somebody, and I was like, this explains why you've been nicer. I haven't been getting those text messages, like, or those crying FaceTimes anymore. So I was like, you know what? Good for you. And he got pissed at me. He's like, he's country. So he's like, she knows it's not no real relationship and it's just temporary till I get my family back. And I'm like, you get your what? You're
What is
like-
happening?
I'm like, there's no way we're still on that. Like, that ship has sailed. I have a whole new boyfriend who is nice and normal. And why would I even consider that? And I've said that to him several times, but he just won't let it go. I mean, do your baby daddies try to like hit on you or anything?
Me and my ex, like, we got back together after a separation, like it took a
happens.
couple times for it to stick, like, really. And like during all that time, nothing changed in his life. But he just, whenever we were together, he was domineering in my life. It was like who I can be friends with and can't be friends with, but he can still talk to the girls he slept with. That's fine.
Men, and that's just men in general. It's so fucking annoying.
I hate how like they all have the same playbook. Like, like I'm pretty sure our baby daddies don't know each other. So
Yeah,
how do they all
right?
do the same things?
They have the
Is
same
there a
fucking
class?
script that they follow. Yeah, the shitty baby daddy class. They give it to
It's
him
just
at birth.
back in like Super Nintendo days where you had to like blow in the cartridge. Nobody told you. You just did it. It's like in your
Came to you
bones.
naturally.
Yeah. So when you're a piece of shit, it's just natural, right? Like that's a
In-
persona.
In my baby daddy's like life, so I always say like the shit apple doesn't fall far from the shit tree because his mom. I mean, so we just did our we hate your mother-in-law's episode, just talking about like our baby daddy's moms, and my mom was also a guest on the show, and she was talking about her mother-in-law, which was my grandma, it was hilarious. Like, but anyway, she's like an enabler to him,
Yeah.
and there's always behind every shitty baby daddy, there's an enabling bitch ass mom. Is that how your baby daddies are?
My situation was actually completely different. So I was 16, got pregnant, and got kicked out. And she took me in. And then
Aw.
when I separated from her son, instead of him getting like weekend visits, she got the weekends. Like
She
my
stepped
daughter-
up.
Yeah, my daughter was like, not my daughter, like the grandma was like the other parent for
Wow.
like the longest time. And until my daughter was about like 15, and she was just like, I don't really want to go to grandma's anymore. So like that.
Aw.
Yeah, and then we moved away, and now they don't really talk anymore. But that's like a whole different situation, nothing to do with her deadbeat dad. But yeah, like my situation was like, but like I could see she was like, she didn't ever say step up to him. She's the one that did. She kind of like, okay, you fuck off, and I'm gonna raise this baby.
I
It
love
sounds
that
like
for
she
you.
always. It sounds like she always just fixed his problems,
Yeah,
and that's why he acted that way, because he knew, oh, mom's gonna do it.
yeah,
So.
probably. But like
She
never,
enabled
like,
him
stuck up for
while stepping up.
Yeah,
It was like
it
she
was
did
like-
both.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any like, I don't want to say anything negative because I do have like a lot of like love for her, but looking back, it was very problematic. But it's
Yeah. But that's good though. I mean, it's good to have support. It's, you know how they say like, oh, it takes a village to raise a child. Where's my fucking village at? Like, it's so hard to find the village. Where are they hiding?
yeah, they're gone.
Jessica,
100%.
Yeah.
is your
Uh,
baby daddy's mom a bitch?
Yeah, well, like he was just traumatized by his childhood. I think like his dad walked away when he was 12 and started a whole new family. So
My
he
baby
always was like, I'm
daddy's
never going to
dad
be
did the
like
same
my
thing.
dad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
then
they always follow in those
The kid had
footsteps.
bad
Mom.
vibes.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
always say, because my baby daddy's dad did the same thing, and I was like, he knew you had bad vibes. He was like,
Yeah, he's just like, I'm out, out of here. No, I'm not gonna deal with this disappointment. So he like decided to try.
But his mom just like refused to like take care of herself. Like she just like always she looked like she was 70 when she was like 45. Like she was just like constantly smoking, didn't do anything but sit there, you know, like she always had some weird internet boyfriend that would always like bring
she was
her
sending
Tim
money
Hortons.
to. Like that
Oh
kind.
no, he would like pay for stuff for her. Now I would say these boyfriends were like missing teeth. Okay, so like not like prime meat, but they were paying for her existence.
She still got a sprinkle though. So hey.
Right, sprinkle.
I was about to say, you know what, I kind of stand.
But her issue was like when she was single and didn't have someone paying her bills, then she would go to like her sons. And like while I was pregnant, 18, me and him had our own apartment. She had to come and stay with us for a couple months, you know, like it was a lot of like that kind of relationship. So he was always kind of like giving his parents money. And I always like laughed at that because I'm like, wow, you treat your parents better than your kids. That's weird. But go you.
Burn. Oh my God. So do you have a relationship with her?
Oh, not at all. Basically, the minute he cut off, they all just walked away too. And I was like, I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to force a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
my
Especially if
baby
you're just
daddy's
gonna ask
mom is
me for
blocked.
money.
Yeah,
Right, I'm sure
Yeah.
she'll be like buttering you up. Hey, girlfriend, like what's going on? Like, bitch,
I'd love to come visit, but I'd need like $50 for a bus ticket. Like that's what she would do. I'm 100%.
Oh my God. Yeah, my baby daddy's mom is blocked because, I mean, why not? I don't need to give a reason. Fuck that bitch. Like,
No.
My mom is blocked, okay? So like, it's fine.
Girl, same.
Yeah. Mine's just
Yeah.
dead, so we're good. I don't have to worry.
God, I wish that were me.
Yeah. For the longest time, I was like that. I was like, oh my gosh, just like get out of my life somehow because we're not having a good relationship. And then she died, so you know.
She's still with you though,
Oh
right,
my
Saunya?
gosh, she's in my bathroom. Her ashes in the bottom drawer in a Shoppers Drug Mart. It's like a pharmacy here, and a plastic bag just like
chilling
under my sink. Yeah, and I don't know what to do with her. So she's just there.
Dreams do come true.
Miracles happen once in a while. No, that's hilarious. But the dads, you know what? We actually have never really talked about on our show, like our baby daddy's dads. Like, so yeah, like I said, kind of similar to your situation, Jessica. My baby daddy, his dad, like, so his mom actually cheated on his dad. So his dad was just like, fuck both of you, and just skated off into the evening and started a whole new family. And like, you know, I mean, what can you do, right? And so I had a baby shower, which I kept telling people, don't come. It's just a baby shower. I personally don't attend baby showers. I just send a gift. The reason I don't is because once you've been to one baby shower, you've been to them all. Like, congratulations. Yeah. I don't want to play the Hershey's and the diaper game. Like, no. And so I ended up having 60 people at my fucking baby shower. It was huge.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like Bridgerton themed. It was a whole thing. And so I went home and a bunch of people came with me to my house, and it was so awkward. My baby daddy's dad was like, hey son, let's go for a walk. And so they went outside and they came back, and my baby daddy had this like look on his face, like he was like white as a ghost. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, yes, my dad just told me like he's not my biological father.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, timing, but okay. I'm like, who is? He's like, they don't know. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Oops.
Right. And so I'm like, so he's not your dad. He started a whole new family and he had twins, IVF twins. He's not their dad either. And they don't know. And so I'm like, why is he doing this? Like, what is this? Like, he's
What's
a
the end
serial.
goal?
Right. Thank you. So, he was like, the reason he told him that because he was like, well, I'm sterile because I had cancer and I had with chemotherapy. And so he's like, I wanted you to know that because if they're asking you what's your family history, you don't have any of that. And so his whole identity was based on like his dad's Greek. And so he had this whole idea. He had tattoos of like Greek gods. So for
my
Christmas,
husband is also Greek.
that's their whole
so-
identity. It's a cultural thing. Fake. He's Irish. But anyway, so the way we found that out is that I got him for Christmas like 23andMe because I was curious. Like it wasn't just a gift. I wanted to know. So he took it and yeah, he found out he's like Irish as fuck and like Ashkenazi Jewish. But he has like Greek god tattoos all over him. And he got that after we found all that out. I'm like, why did you do that? You're not Greek at all. I don't know. I thought it looked cool. So fucking stupid. So yeah, that's drunk.
I think it's funny, like how many people nowadays are learning that their dads aren't their bio dads because of things like 23andMe,
wrecking homes all over the world.
I messed up with 23andMe too. I'm never gifting it to people again.
What did yours say?
No, mine was fine. I look exactly like my father. He couldn't deny me if he tried. But I gave one to my mom and her brother. They were so excited until they found out they were half brother and sister.
Oh no.
And their percentages came back weird too. They came back like 90% African American. And she came back like 75.
Oh.
And they were like, wait a minute.
You know that meme? White.
What is happening?
23andMe is
They
a
were like
menace.
doing the math.
Oh no.
They were like trying to
Oh, man.
explain it, and then they were looking angrily at me. I'm like, but you guys put that on your list.
Yeah.
But yeah, that adds to another list of why my mother hates me to death.
Oh god, because you got her fucked up with 23andMe.
Oh,
I
man.
personally
That's
refuse
fine.
to do it.
my
Have you guys done
mom, I
Oh, I
have,
have.
and my mom, she's one of those women that lied about the dad of her kids because she has 3
No.
baby daddies. And she lied about one of the dads being the father to 2 of them. Not me. I look like my dad and they broke up right away because she also had teen pregnancy. But yeah, so my brother doesn't talk to me because I spoiled the secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got
Grow
mad.
up.
He's like, no, shoot the messenger kind of thing. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
But, yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's like, what did I do?
I mean,
And that's why my mom's mad at me. So I told her secrets.
23andMe really
now I
is
talk about
wrecking
it on
homes.
podcasts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do it.
Content. Yeah. So like we're talking about like the biggest thing we were worried about, my husband and I, is like if they come up on each other's list, that's it. Our marriage is over. Like that's it. Like it doesn't matter. Like if we're on each other's list, thankfully we're not. So that's
Whew.
good. Yeah. Who? And I was at this gathering, and I hope these people don't listen to this because I'm, I want everyone to listen to your podcast, but these people can't listen to this. So
Just select people, no.
yeah. we're talking about like cousins being married, and I was saying to my husband, I was like, okay, like it stops at like 6. Like if we're 6 cousins, like no, like our marriage is over. And somebody's like, my husband and I are third cousins. Like,
Bitch,
but
that's too close.
that's what I said to like my husband, and he's like, well, there's no genetic thing wrong with it. I was like, no, like if you can go to the same family reunions, it's too close.
Yeah.
Like to be fair, there's where I live, there's like only a handful of people. Like people are related a lot. Lots of cousins got married. But that small town white people.
I mean, listen, I'm from Virginia, and there's a state right next door called West Virginia because we're not creative. But that place, I mean, it's like, do you just see your cousin and you're like, hey, hottie, like, I want that. That's what everybody apparently does over there. And I feel uncomfortable going there because why are you married to your cousin? It's 2 first cousins. I'm not even talking about like third.
You shouldn't feel uncomfortable. You're not related to anybody there.
No, but it's just awkward. Like, I mean, why
like,
are you?
Alike.
You have the same
I've been
grandma.
to West Virginia, okay? You all look alike, just like Greggedy, Gatsby.
They all have the same genetic mutation anomalies from all the inbreeding. Yeah.
There's just no variation in there. I mean, it's uncomfortable. Like, and they look at me like outsider. Like, you're not related to me. Get out of here.
Yeah, how can you tell? Like,
that's a fucked up place. And the weird thing about it, because I researched this because I was curious, it's actually like legal in regular Virginia to marry your cousin, and over there, I think it's illegal. So I'm like, is it the taboo nature of it that makes me
it's really just
it?
about the sex? Like they're just like, this is so sexy that we're like breaking the law.
My sexy ass cousin. Hey.
Oh no.
Let's go to the family cookout.
No, thank you.
Let's
We can
make
pick the
it
same
so
color.
that you can only marry your cousin in West Virginia, and then they'll all stop marrying their cousin.
They're like, oh shit, this is mainstream. I don't want to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh man. So when me and Saunya first connected, because you know, I had posted in a group chat that we're in. It's on Facebook. It's called Baby Mama Drama.
Yeah,
And
we call it the cult. We talked about
Yeah.
this on our podcast.
girl,
It's going down in there now. Harambe Jazz is gone.
I thought she's still there. I thought I just saw her post.
Oh, are they still going on with that? She just left, didn't she?
Oh, I don't know. I'll
Maybe
have to
she came
check
back.
the drama. I don't know.
I hate that they're.
so for our listeners who have no idea what that shit is, it's like, how do I even explain it? So Dee was like, hey Brie, you gotta join this group. It's the funniest shit show you've ever seen in your life. I'm like, I love drama. Let me hop in
Yeah.
there. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these bitches? Like, I mean, they will like post people's like kids, and they'll post like I mean, just random shit, and then they'll all start bullying each other in the comments. Like let's say a girl posts a selfie like, oh, I'm a mom, I'm feeling good today, positive. They're like, you ugly slut, why would you post that? Like, they're
horrible.
so
Yeah.
mean. And so I mean, I actually got a temporary ban in that group, so I broke the rules because I posted about our podcast because I was like, oh, it's a mom group, maybe people would be interested. I tried to DM the bitch who runs it. What's that bitch's name? Mariah.
Yeah, no, if it has nothing to do with her, you're not allowed to do
I
it.
realized over time she's crazy.
You have to suck her ass.
She's
Yeah.
crazy, and she's like obsessed with like Nicki Minaj, and if anybody posts anything critical about her, she's like, ban, permanent ban. Like, she's crazy. So
Just smart business though. Like just to get content like Discord chat, like people pay. People she has a Patreon for stuff just so you can like ban people you don't want to talk to anymore. It's fucking Facebook. You can block people and unblock them on your own. But like it's amazing. I'm like good business sense. Like good for you. You don't have to have like leave the house for work. Like that's good. I'm actually really jealous of that part.
Boss
why
babe
didn't we think
vibes,
of that?
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, why? And like, why isn't nobody joining my Patreon and Discord? Like,
We need to have more drama.
Our Discord's
Step the
mostly
drama.
free. Come on.
it's all really like,
Oh my god, we
But
gotta start
yeah.
calling people dumb, ugly sluts and
yeah,
like
that's
stirring up
it.
the drama.
Just have to be assholes. They always get like, are due to like baby daddy examples. Like they get all the love and attention, and they're just jerks.
I just watched that group. Like, I mean, I can't comment. I don't have nothing to say, but it's just like, I'm just like, how do you guys, one, like, how are you so mean? Second of all, why do you care so much about somebody else's life? I mean, it's like they have all this rage up inside them and they let it all out. And anything goes in that group. I mean, some of the things I've seen posted, I'm like, addresses, like bitches trying to pull up on each other to fight.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
It's just all the women that weren't popular in like middle and high school finally getting their chance to be mean.
Yeah.
You know what? I could see that.
Yeah. Just and it's like a lot of times it's like so I ended up being content on one of the leaders' posts because like she was like stop being mean for no reason, and then she posted like why are you letting your raggedy ass moms in the group, and I was like oh like quite the hypocrite post you're making here, and then she's just like
Burn.
it was jokes blah blah, and then I was like you could have just commented on the post and said you made this your content for clout, so like you know you're welcome, but like
Damn, even you got into this shit.
I like all I said was like you're being a hypocrite, and like that was it. Everyone's like no it's just a joke. I was like jokes could be hypocritical, like
Jokes have to be funny, first of all. Like,
right, you have to punch up, like if
Yeah.
you're punching down they're not funny, and
Exactly.
it's like no they're just, and they start off the most stupidest shit. They're just like if you're a stay-at-home mom you're trash, and then everybody gets so mad about it, like you're just giving them points for their content creator.
Yeah,
whatever,
they're
that's
just
their
rage
profession.
baiting is
Yeah.
what it sounds
Like-
Right, like
yeah.
breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Anybody
Profession,
posts
yeah.
about breastfeeding, that's a whole can of worms. They're like, people are like, oh, fed is best. And they're like, if you're not breastfeeding, you're a dumb whore and you're torturing your child and you should
Yeah.
be in jail.
Yeah. And like my conspiracy is that it's like the same people posting and arguing with themselves so that they could get like their Facebook fame. And I feel like some of these people that are like more popular in the group are like multiple people. That's my conspiracy that they're like
I
the
could
same
see
people.
that, frankly. They have a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah,
That's
especially
so
when people don't work.
sad. Like being like, what's your hobby? Oh, I like to, go on Facebook groups and rage bait. It takes most of my day, but it's very fun. I count it as reading. Like that's like what?
Oh my God. I saw this tweet that was like, with social media, yeah, people read more, but people haven't learned like reading comprehension. And so there's so many misunderstandings because it's like you don't understand what you're reading, but you're still responding. And it's just back and forth. Like, oh my God. I got into it. So, for our show, we try to have all the social media accounts because that's what you do, right? So I made a Twitter for our podcast. And Saunya, we follow each other.
Yes, we do.
And mostly I post like jokes and stuff. But sometimes I see stuff and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to comment on this. And I mean, I'm a very unserious person. Like, I don't take anything serious. And I didn't realize that people on Twitter, I mean, for some people, it's like their whole life. Like, just like some people, Facebook is their hobby.
Yeah.
It's Twitter. And so I got into it with these people. I mean, I didn't really get into it because I don't really argue, but they were calling me I guess, I don't know if you guys know about this, but they were calling me a tether. And I had to Google it because I'm like, a tether, like to what? Apparently, they're like, if you're black and you're not, if you have one American parent and one parent who's like African, like I do. My dad's from Ghana, my mom is from America. And they're like, you're not really American. And I'm like, but I was born in America, like I have an American passport. And they're like, that's tether talk. I'm like, what are you saying to me? So I
So
Googled
new
it.
racism just dropped, is what I'm hearing.
New,
Wow.
fresh, hot racism off the presses.
Tether
And
talk
so,
is insane.
girl, and so,
This is like things that people in like the 40s were scared of in the future. Tether talk, like this would be in like 1984 in the glossary.
and so what it means is that it's like you're tethering yourself to Black American culture and taking the benefits of that, but you're not actually part of it. I was like, first of all, like I pay my American mortgage in my American home. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I pay my American taxes, have done it all 34 years of my life. Like, I've never been to Ghana. Like, what is this conversation? And so I was like, people kept retweeting me saying, like, she's a phony, a tether. So I was just like, okay, what do you want me to do? Like, I don't understand. I'm like, you're going to come to Virginia, find me, like make me wear like traditional African clothing and like walk around like I'm Queen of Zamunda. So they were like, we're not going to do anything, but stop claiming to be American. I'm like, what? So I had to put in our Twitter bio, this account is managed by Brie, because I'm like, if D ever logs in and they're like, you African whore, like she's like, what the fuck is this?
What? I'm African American. And they're going to be mad because I'm the one that sits there and replies, and I write letters, strongly wrote. I'm in your walls now.
And so I was just joking around. I said something like, I'm tethering to your culture. There's nothing you can do to stop me. And the person I said that to, I mean, they take it really seriously. And so I felt bad later. But I mean, they were just like, what's your address? I'm gonna fight. Like they were real pissed.
Oh my god.
So I
What?
just what is this message?
I don't know. It says I'm having an issue. Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. Here, let's okay. We're back.
Okay. I have no idea. It just like
Spotify.
popped up and it was just like, yeah, your stuff's not working. Even right now it says visual effects unavailable. I'm like, what visual effects? I'm not using visual effects. I'm just here.
Riverside is the ghetto.
I have that too. I thought that was just part of what I'm supposed to see.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
That
have
just
any
started popping up for
message.
me when it stop. So
Oh,
okay.
I didn't.
No, Riverside
close
is the
X,
ghetto.
so it's been there the whole time. I was like, oh, because I don't have anything on, so that's fine, I guess. So I just thought
Oh
that
my
was supposed
God.
to happen. So hopefully everything's okay.
I am so embarrassed. I'm like, it's like you guys have this like super polished, like professional podcast.
Oh no, we don't.
I
We
invited
don't.
you guys to the ghetto.
You know, every time we go and use our recording software, I have to double check that my mic doesn't make me sound like I'm taking testosterone. Because it literally will suddenly pitch me down sometimes. And I'm like, why is it doing that? And it only does it on like certain recording softwares. But if I'm recording local, no problem. So I'm like, it's the internet.
Oh
It's the internet's
man.
fault.
Yeah, no,
blame
I
the
was
internet.
just saying. I was like, so our show's hosted on Spotify, and so they just bought Riverside, and so you're kind of forced to use Riverside, but like they have some issues. Sometimes I join and they're like, they won't let me in. I'm like, I'm the host, and they're like, we don't know you, bitch. Like it's weird. It happens every time. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys slumming it in the ghetto with us and
Oh, no,
using Riverside.
We have issues all the time, technology wise.
That's just part of our brand.
Yeah, now we decided
Yeah.
that's just who we are. And Jessica does
feature.
all the like editing, and then we also put YouTube the unfinished stuff, so like you can really compare the two. Like it's just like you have like unediting shit show on Saturdays that you can watch on our YouTube. But
Oh, I'm gonna look into that.
Jessica like does all of her editing, and like her husband now, we call him the good husband. He does like he helps crisp everything up.
Yeah, he does the mastering.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's what he does.
I love that. You know what we call, so my boyfriend, we call him the Red Scare, which is kind of a racist thing because he's Russian. But regardless, that's gentle racism. Dee came up with that nickname. But he does all of our artwork. So he does our like logo and our album art and everything. And then for Christmas, he got us microphones and like all this other stuff. And it's just funny how, you know, we have shitty baby daddies, but then it's like when you upgrade, you know.
right. Yes.
Upgrade.
Yeah. It's good to upgrade. Don't settle like that.
Yeah, if you're dating down after your last ex, ask yourself why, because that sounds like you need to like go to therapy.
Yeah.
Like, why are you thinking
Exactly.
you deserve worse than your ex? Like, come on.
There's no
Right.
there's no lower to go with him.
You're like, I can't. Like that's
That's a good
Hades,
point.
right?
If I dated worse than my baby daddy, it's like, what are you crashing boats? Like, I mean, you can't get worse than Drunky Crashy. So
Planes at this point.
Yeah. Oh, Boeings. Oh no.
Hey, Boeing did a second whistleblower in.
Oh my
Now,
gosh. Yeah.
the first one might have been an accident, but the second one,
I
now it's
know.
weird.
I didn't hear
We
about
should edit that
that.
out so nothing comes like to get us. Like, oh, guys, no.
Yeah, you know, before our episodes, we always put a disclaimer because we're like, we talk about celebrities and we're like, we don't want any of them to come for us, specifically Chris Brown, because
Right?
he's from Virginia. And I'm like, I've encountered him before and he's scary. And I'm like, I don't want him to be like, you know what? I'm going to go home, visit my family, and punch Brie in the face for what she said about me. Like, he would do that shit. Like, he's crazy. He was, you know, Ruffles chips, the chip brand. He has
Yeah.
beef with them. Like, how do
Oh,
you have
no.
beef with chips?
Oh, that would
Maybe
be
the
amazing.
lack
They should
of
come out with a
chips.
Chris Brown beef flavor.
Marketing whiz.
Market it.
I love it because they have those like wrap chips. Yeah, we got to get the Chris Brown beef flavor. No, he has beef with everybody. I mean, he's one of those people where it's like if you were to say to him, "Hey, Chris, how's it going?" He's like, "Oh, so you want to fight? Like, you bitch!" Like he's crazy. And so, he's a baby daddy, a shitty one. And so we did an episode about it, and people were DMing us like, because he has crazy fans, like,
Oh yeah.
and they were DMing us like, how can you talk about him like that? Like, he's an American icon. Like, I don't know, like just random shit they were saying. I'm like, he beats women. Like, how can you defend that?
And men. Remember he like suplexed Usher at his own birthday party?
And Usher's so unproblematic. How are you gonna lift Usher up and slam him onto the ground? You have some serious rage issues, sir. So we try to like, you know, just be like, our disclaimers like, oh, we just like, it's just shit we heard. It's all alleged. You know, don't come for us. But
Yeah.
I feel like of all the baby daddies that we've talked about, Chris Brown's the one I'm like, he's gonna find me.
To be fair, I would kind of love that attention because think of how much like podcast media we would get if one of our hosts got punched in the face by Chris Brown. Like we're front page TMZ, opinionated lushes host, you know, why baby daddy? You like it doesn't matter. Punch in the face by Chris Brown.
That's a good point. I'm gonna DM him. No, I'm just kidding. Here's my address. Right here.
Yeah.
Get into his section just with the one singular thought of getting punched in the face by him. Just piss him off. Which isn't
You're
hard.
stupid. Just take a Ruffles bag and shake it
Just
around.
make sure someone's filming. Make sure someone's
Always
filming.
filming. Always
Gotta
filming.
have the footage.
And like you could talk about celebrities and think you're not gonna ever contact them again, but we shit talk somebody from like the Martha Stewart apprenticeship show, and then messaged one of the actors on there, and he's like, "Yeah, I would love to come on your show."
He's
but
on my Facebook now. He followed, like, he's a Facebook friend, like not even like on my personal
Aw.
account.
We talked
Yeah.
so much shit.
So much shit. Luckily, he's not a Patreon, so he can't
Yeah.
see that that shit.
Yeah.
Thank
But you know,
God.
But like,
That's
and like we do like a
funny.
fundraiser once a year, and he donated like a good chunk of money too. Like he's an absolute sweetheart, like a family man, everything. And now I like have permanent guilt for like shit talking this person.
well, it's because his babies were being born on the show, like while he was on the show. So he talks like to his wife while she's like in labor, and we were just saying how much of a deadbeat dad he was that he's on this reality show while
Well,
his wife is giving birth to twins.
like he's
Well,
on
yeah,
like
so now he's a
Adderall,
good friend.
cocaine. Yeah, now we're like, I hope he never
Holy
listens
shit.
to it.
He's in a cover band, a Nickelback cover band.
Nickelback, the
Bro.
Canadian band.
Are you dead ass? There are Nickelback covers.
Why would it be Nickelback? Of
It
all
wasn't
things?
just Nickelback. That's been a recent change.
What was it, Creed before? Coldplay? Oh my God. I had a really random question for you guys. Like, how does child support work in Canada? Like, is it
I
kind of
don't
like
know.
here?
I don't get it.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I did go through the court process, so I do know the process of it. So basically, it's different by province. So if you're at
Oh,
a
okay.
province, it's even harder to get. But like in Ontario specifically, if you get child support mandated, you have to go through the FRO office. It's like Family Responsibility Office or whatever. We just call it FRO. Anyway, they get your court documents, see how much the person is owing, and then they'll go after that person. That person's supposed to submit their job information, and then they just kind of garnish it off their wages so the person doesn't have to worry about it, and they send it directly to you. That way they're keeping track so no one can argue that something wasn't paid. Well, my ex was supposed to pay $184 Canadian a month. That's what he was mandated to pay, and he refused.
Ugh.
And so what FRO does is absolutely nothing.
What?
So okay, they do have things that they can do, but they have to wait a certain length of time, and you have to be on them. Luckily, I was on them. So I found out every time he quit his job, I'd find out the next place he'd work.
Snap.
And then keep calling the worker, give them the information, they'd call, I'd get like a paycheck that month, kind of thing. Once you get into arrears, they'll garnish up to 50% of the paycheck to pay back what's owed. Yeah.
Good
And after
for
like a
you.
while, you can they can lose their driver's license. And then after a
Damn.
longer time, they can go to jail, but most of the time that like never happens.
Mm.
Never happens.
No,
But
no. Yeah.
I'm
I
currently
also
like
went through
going
Fro.
through it. Oh, you went through Fro?
Yes, and we were told how much to pay,
Mhm.
and that was it. Fro, like nothing, nothing was done. There was 3 months of child support paid, and that was it. And my daughter has a cognitive disability, so she is owed child support her whole life. And like we did child support deadbeat math, and he owes like $70K. Like there.
Oh
it's
shit! Yeah, you're never getting that.
Never. Well, she like
Damn.
she said don't talk to me anymore. So like she's like I never want to talk to him again. And this is like
for her.
it's funny. Like her whole life, we're like okay, like this is how she wants to be treated. Like spend time with her this way. Like just like he was never listened to her. And the first time she says, "I want you out of my life," finally he listens to her. He's like, okay.
That's the
And,
one
like-
thing you heard, deadbeat.
Yeah, and she has like the emotional maturity of like a 12-year-old. So like he shouldn't have been going through her anyway.
Mhm.
But he's like, nope, I'm respecting her wishes. And that was it. I was like, okay, like thank God now you're out of our life. But like for the longest time, he's just like, I'm a good dad. He'd tell everybody he's doing great. I'm just bettering myself. I'm bettering
Oh, God.
myself. Like,
Heard that.
yeah, and never bettered himself.
my ex, he owed $2,000 in arrears in child support, which when you only owe $184 a month takes a while to accrue. And when we sent him the adoption papers, he was like, as long as I don't owe child support. And we were like, yeah, we'll wipe the arrears away. That's fine. We paid for his lawyer. we did just like he just had to. We just wanted a signature. We're
Oh,
like, let's
he's
just
so
do this.
ghetto.
Yeah.
Anything to get the fuck away from me. I feel that so bad.
I will pay you to fuck off. Like that's
Well, the issue here in Canada, at least, is like even though he didn't have any legal visitation, he had no legal custody. He just paid child support and had no legal responsibility to the child whatsoever. He still always had the right to go back to court. Like he could wait 10 years. The kid could be a teenager. He could still go back to court to like try to get visitation set up. He would always have
crazy.
that right. Yeah.
That
So
fucking sucks. In America, it's like when you're done, you're done. There's no
Yeah, you're
going
out.
back.
no, after like I think 6 months after the court date that finalized whatever agreement, you can go back to court if you need a change. So yeah, so it was always that kind of like feeling like one day he might meet a woman that's like, why don't you see your kids? You know, like, so I was like, oh no. But the adoption, now he's not even legally the father. He has no legal rights whatsoever to my son, and my son signed off on it with his own lawyer because when you're 7 and older, you get a children's lawyer appointed to you by
Yes,
the
Office
Canadian
of the
courts.
children's lawyer. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Kind
gonna
of
do them,
cool. Yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
that kind of shit too.
Yeah,
do
it's
we?
really important. I think it should be involved in lots of separation cases. So there's a lawyer who doesn't work for either parent. They work for like the Canadian government, and they go in and they meet with the children, and then
individually,
and
like without
then
parents.
and then they also visit them with the parents, seeing how their relationship is, and then they decide on behalf of like, well, they don't decide, but they give like a report, like what they feel is best for this child. So like they're a child advocate. So they're so even like sometimes there's like deadbeat baby moms. So like it's so the best for the child, so they're not ever put into that situation. Because there's still this problem with the courts is mom always gets the kids. Like that's
Well,
still,
statistically, that's not totally true. Statistically, that's dads give the kids to the mom. Statistically, if the dads are claimed for abuse and they still fight for custody, they're more likely to win 50-50.
I did read that recently.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not my experience working with child protective services. It was a lot of the times dads were not able to, it was always mom's the primary caregiver. It wasn't how is mom with the kids. So it's often when it's like dragged out, then the office of the children's lawyer is present. But it's unfortunate, a lot of dads that should be the caregivers are not the caregivers because
Yeah, we weren't in court at the time. We were just going through the adoption, and it's as soon as they're above the age of 7, it's mandatory that they have an office like children's lawyer.
Mhm.
So,
That's
which we
kinda
were totally
cool.
fine with because we knew my son would be like, yeah.
Yeah.
If
Oh
I don't
my
know who
gosh.
this guy is,
Yeah.
why would I?
He's a king. Your son is
Yeah,
a
be
king.
like, you know what? Sure, let me go with this stranger. Obviously, not.
Do we have anything like that? I don't think we do, right?
What, like a children's lawyer? I think there's like a mediator or something like that, but after a certain age, I think it's like 10 or something, like a child is required to give like their own opinion on who they want to stay with and if they want to stay with them. They are like required to like give their own opinion, like I don't even know that person, or my mom's mean it to me at home, like I want to be with my dad. Like it can't just be mom and dad.
Got it. Because like I have like court coming up in August with Drunky Crashy. And the interesting thing was like he is the one that like brought it to court, and I'm like in my mind like you're gonna end up having to pay even more than I was already making you pay. Like
Yeah.
he has no logic, you know what I mean? It's like he was
The
like, I wanna
Same thing happened to
Playbook.
me.
He left for 5
Remember?
months, came back, and served me court papers because I was
Why
finally
did they do
dating
that?
again.
He served me papers. I'm like, I'll do anything. I was in a different state because I was like, I'll do anything for you to just leave us the fuck alone. Like, just please. I won't even like serve you like child support papers. He served me the child support papers. He's like, I'll pay
so
to see my daughter.
weird.
I'm like, didn't you say you were gonna go away? Like, please leave us the fuck alone. But no, he took me to court. I'm like, okay, like. All right.
He took me to court and then didn't show up. He showed up for like the first meeting and then didn't show up after, but on the day of left me a text message and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is why he's rough draft." He's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to court today. I don't want to be an in and out of his life dad or like a part-time dad," he said. "But just don't go after me for money." So I went into that courtroom with my lawyer and we put him on child support and he got no rights to his kid. So I was like,
Oh,
okay.
perfect.
So
Mine
he
was like, he didn't
filed
come
to
at the
not show
last
up.
hearing. And then he was like, and then the judge was like, the judge called him and she was like, "Why aren't you here? You were the one that filed this case. And then you accused her of all this horrible shit. Why aren't you here?" He was like, "Oh, my girlfriend crashed her car." I said, "What?"
She's sober crashy.
Yeah, she just crashed
Very
her car
crashy girl.
randomly.
Like, on a regular basis for no
Oh
reason.
no.
This is why I don't have a driver's license. I'm too
All the
scared. I'm too
crashing,
scared to
yeah.
be sober crashy.
Oh,
The
my
insurance.
goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Through the
it's so-
roof.
It's so interesting, like, hearing the differences between, like, Canadian, like, family court versus, like, the US, because I feel like your guys' thing makes sense, like, having an advocate for the child that, doesn't represent either of you, like, just for the child. And, like, a couple years ago, I went to Montreal and I was like, I'd been to like the Niagara Falls and stuff, but I never really like did anything like cultural, So I went to Montreal with some dude. It's not important. We won't have to talk about that. But I was like at this like winter festival and I was like doing like dog sledding and eating poutine. I was like, this is so fun. And I saw a bunch of, what do you guys call your police over there?
OPP?
Mounties.
Oh
Royal
no,
Mountie
because
Police?
Quebec. So
Quebec is, yeah,
was,
Quebec
like-
is something else.
were they dressed in red or were they just police?
They weren't
The
dressed in red.
mounted
They're
guys?
No. They were like on snowmobiles. I don't
They
know.
might
if
have
that...
just been our police, like just
Yeah.
whatever Montreal police.
And they were
yeah.
on horses and snowmobiles, and I was like, "This is so cool!" And I was like, "Can I get a picture with you guys?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "You guys are so nice. Like, police in the US are terrifying. Like, I see them, the hair on the back of my neck stands up, but they were so
Don't
chill.
let them fool you. Don't let them fool you.
They
They
are
are
not
nice
nice.
because you're not Canadian. They could like smell it on you.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're American." Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna, we're nice Canadians, eh?" But yeah, if you're Canadian, I mean, like our entire our RCMP, which is the Canadian Wide Police, literally developed just to kidnap Indigenous kids. So
I read about that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what in the fuck?
And now they just like drive Indigenous people out and do starlight tours where they like pick up drunk Indigenous people and drive them into snowy areas and let them out of their car. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
starlight
evil.
tours. Google
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It
it
still
sounds-
happens.
We
It
have that
sounds
here in the
nice.
inner city. We call them rough rides, where they
Oh, God.
yeah, in the back of the police vehicle, they kind of like let you loose when you're drunk, so they like drive as hard as possible so they can break all the bones in your body, especially your spine, and then they let you out in the street and let you die. They call it rough
so
ride.
bad.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's so
So
funny. We
cops
have
are bad
something
everywhere.
so much in common.
Oh my
We're
God.
like the same. Oh.
We're just America light, like we're always like 6
They
months
have the
behind
nice
you guys.
snow. We have broken bones.
We just are like,
Ye-
I think we keep our like stuff like that, like racism and bigotry, like we're really, I think more quiet about it. And like America doesn't really
We're loud
do
and
world
proud.
news. Yeah, you guys are loud and proud about how like disgusting police are. They're like, oh, but we recently had something happen a few years ago where undercover cops went to like question somebody and they like surrounded his car in like undercover gear. So like they weren't wearing a uniform or anything. They were in plain clothes. And the guy's like, "Oh my God, somebody's going to hurt my family." So he gets the hell out of there and runs one of the cops over and they die. And then court recently, all the police were like, "No, he like went for him. He was going there on purpose. We just wanted to ask him questions." Lied, completely lied. And
Did
thankfully,
he get in trouble?
no, thankfully the judge is like, the proof is not, like, you guys are lying, and he
Yeah.
gets to go free. And even after the judgment, the chief of police is like, he needs to be in prison. Like, this is disgusting. And then after, like, the public
Yeah,
is
it's
like,
a thin blue line. They're always
Yeah.
siding with each other.
Yeah. And then thankfully, he got to go home to his family. And but then the public's like, okay, like, the chief of police, like, is a dirtbag, and then he made a sorry statement, and now everything's better again. There's, like, absolutely zero consequences to the police going to happen, who all lied. But again, like, it doesn't really happen like world news. It's just becomes local news, and people don't really hear how shitty Canada is. But it's not good. It's
Our
it's better.
propaganda is so good.
It's on point.
Yeah,
Like,
we have
our
really
military,
good PR.
like, people from, like, our military go and do the same colonialist things, and then we, like, call them, you know, like, peacemakers and stuff like that, right? And we're like, oh, look,
Like
they're just making
peacekeepers
peace,
or
guys.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're
The
like,
propaganda.
they're fine.
Yeah, they're just like keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Shoots everyone in the face. Yeah.
That's why we taught them how to shoot guns.
Yeah.
To keep the peace. Duh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for schooling me on that, because I have this picture, like, I'm all in snow gear with these, like, cops on snowmobiles and horses, and I'm like, like, because they were so kind to me. But now I know. PR move.
Yeah.
It was, because look, it worked.
Yeah, you're like, oh, the Coast Canadian police are so nice.
Lies, all lies. Oh my god. No, like, it was a fun trip. I went to this thing called Igloo Fest. It was like an outdoor festival. It was so fun.
I love Montreal.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I went to this, like, spa, and they asked me, they were like, so do you want to, like, get a voucher for your insurance? And I'm like, you guys do that here? If you get a massage, your insurance will help with it?
Yeah.
Like, here, it's like, die. That's our insurance. Like, you're still alive? Why? Like, give us money and then die. Like,
yeah.
so-
Don't forget to pay us. Yeah.
right. Very ghetto. And recently, I was, like, I listened to a lot of podcasts. I was listening to The Journal, which is like a Wall Street Journal podcast, and they were talking about a situation where there's, like, a fishing crisis with baby eels. And the whole thing, I was like, okay, this is interesting. But there was a part in the reporting where they mentioned, he's laughing because I posted it on Instagram, because I was like, what the fuck? So the, like, people who are in charge of, like, making sure that only the people who should be fishing are fishing, they, like, don't give a fuck. And you have, like, illegal, like, poachers, like, you know, just fucking up the ecosystem and stuff. And so one of the, like, leaders of, like, the Fish and Wildlife people were like, hey, you know, don't do that. So these poachers, they left, like, the severed heads of Canada geese in, like, his bed, like a mafia style shit, to threaten him. I was like, yo, this is happening in Canada.
And like, I don't think you understand how threatening that is.
It's
Like, have you
very-
seen a Canadian geese? Like, for him to
They're
be able to
scary.
catch, attack, behead this Canadian geese, this
Several.
cobra chicken,
Several,
as we like to call them up here, like,
They're
that's
scary.
a threat in and of itself.
I heard that. I was like, you just left him severed heads of geese. I mean, we do fucked up shit here, but I'm like, that was deep, like, deep
Yeah.
psychological shit. Like,
Yeah, we
I
got,
couldn't
we got
believe
some
it.
few mob things here in Canada.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have tons. Like, they own
Yeah.
half of our construction. So, like, a construction project starts and it will take 20 years because they're just using it as a front to pay them off.
Like the pizza parlors.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's-
we have a pizza parlor front problem in small
What?
towns. There's
The
you'll see
docks are
10
owned,
random
yeah.
pizza parlors that you're like, these can't be making money.
No,
They're, they're not.
Canada's Gotham without Batman. Okay, like,
No.
it's a like dark, cold place. No billionaires to help us.
It's like Gotham with like a filter. Because
Yeah.
it's like when you're in the middle, you know it's Gotham, but when you're from the outside, it's like pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everyone's so nice and
Yeah.
friendly. No, apparently, like, I don't want severed geese heads in my bed, like, please. Oh my god. Well, you guys, this has been so fucking great. Like, we were so excited for this episode. Like, I mean, you guys' show is so fucking funny. Like, if for our
Aw.
listeners, check it out. Opinionated Lushes. And can you tell our guests where can they like follow you guys on social media?
Everywhere. We do have a website, opinionatedlushes.com, and it has everything where we're at, our Discord, other social medias, and there's a fun drinking game to play if you want to play drinking games with your friends, but not have to put on pants. So it's a virtual drinking game. It's a lot of fun. We've played it a few times.
Love it. We'll put the link to that in our show description so people can click on it. And what's your social media?
We are pretty much Opinionated Lushes everywhere except on Twitter. I think it's opinion_lushes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're first page on Google. Our SEO is
Nice.
great.
Yes, the whole thing. Yeah. I think the first 2 pages is us. Yeah.
Nice.
And there's new episodes every Friday, and you can find us on any podcast platform. We're everywhere.
How
We're like
long
the
have you guys been
plague.
doing this?
Just
We're
hit our
in
2
year 3.
years.
Yeah. April 1st was our 2nd anniversary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. We just started last September. So, hopefully we get to like you guys' level. Like you guys are killing
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Thank
thank you so much.
you.
We don't feel like we are, but we have a lot of fun. Like we don't clearly you don't go into podcasting to like get famous. You just do it
Right.
for fun and to lose money. Like that is like what it's about.
Those are my favorite hobbies.
Yeah.
Having fun and losing money.
Yeah.
It's like Vegas up in here.
Yeah. Just like throwing it around.
Relatable. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining the show. This was the
Thank you so
best.
much. Like we reached out to you like 2 months ago, and I'm like, I would love to come onto your show. I'm so excited because I do like your guys' podcast too. I really love like your
Oh, thank
niche.
you.
Thank
Like
you.
Yay!
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, nobody else is talking shit on these bitches. Like, we need to expose them. I was just messaging Dee like, we need to expose baby daddy. She's like, bitch, calm down, okay? I'll be
Say no more. I'm on it.
With
Say
the
less.
cape on. Oh my god, we need to do a crossover. We need to come be on your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Yes.
that shit. Awesome.
we'll like message
Well,
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll send you some dates.
Oh, awesome. I love it. All right, guys. Well, you know what we usually try to do with our guests? We sometimes forget, but like, what is a positive message that you can leave for our guests that they can take with them through their lives and think about forever?
It gets
No pressure.
better. Like, sure, you started off with like such a dirtbag, but then like the upgrade is so worth it. And like I would be lost with my husband now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like right from the beginning, he met my daughter when she was 2, and like right away, like instant connection, and he never has treated her any different than our own kids. Like right at the beginning, he was like her biological dad, even though like science not, but the one like to raise her and do everything for her. Night terrors, he's always the one with her. So it gets
That's
better. Not all men are really bad dads. There are good ones out there.
I love it.
Okay, just based on what I think the audience of this podcast is, I would say be the dad. Lower your standards about the cleanliness of the house. Lower your standards about how you want your children to be. Just be the dad, and then you'll find a man who looks at you and goes, "Oh, I guess I should pick up the stuff." and then he'll be the mom, and then you found the better man. See how that
what I
works?
have.
Period.
That's
Be the
exactly.
dad.
Yes.
Like I hate motherhood. I have 2
Me
children.
too.
They're
Me
disabled.
too.
I hate motherhood.
Tell me
I
about
love
it.
being a dad. I love being the dad. Are you kidding? I'm so fun. I'm so fun.
The fun parent.
Yeah. That's how our relationship is. I was like, no. So like I'm the one that like works. My husband's the one taking care of all of our disabled kids. So
Be
like
the dad.
be the
Be the
dad.
dad. That
Best
is
advice
my
ever. I like
message.
That advice. That's good.
I
advice.
love that message. That's amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna take that shit to heart. Like, be the dad, and then find yourself a wife.
The mom.
Like,
Yes, that's right. Go find a wife.
wife a man up.
And give him a maid suit.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple, you know.
We
So,
need
yeah.
a few.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And every Friday is the show, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Opinionated Lushes, new episodes every Friday. Check them out, guys. Yay!
Yay.
Yay, thank you.
Of course.